the biggest problem that we have with Biden administration was the border. They came illegally in the country. A lot of those people were gang members sent by Maduro, a lot of criminals from the cartel, a lot of terrorist organization, a lot of Chinese population, spy, Russian, European, Pakistani, Indian. I mean, everybody is welcome in US, but again, it has to be controlled and it has to be done the right way.
So here is the deal with this situation that is going to happen in what is happening with the Spanish and Latinos community in the investigation world right now. Bad Bunny was promoted to be the 2026 Super Bowl star. And now there is a lot of controversy because there is an announcement by the officials that they are going to throw ice in the concert. And a lot of people have reacted to it because they said that it's not right. It's targeting Spanish people. What do you think about that?
What I'm thinking about this, to think it's everything is changing right now. Without politics again, we have to understand that we had 4 years of Biden politics, and the biggest problem that we have with Biden administration was the border. Okay, the border was not sealed at all. It was 25 million immigrants. They came illegally in the country. A lot of those people were gang members sent by Maduro. A lot of criminals from the cartel, a lot of terrorists for different terrorist organizations, a lot of Chinese population, spy, Russian, European, Pakistani, Indian. I mean, everybody is welcome in US, but again, it has to be controlled and it has to be done the right way. And that's very important to do that, because otherwise we are opening the door to catastrophe that's going to kill the country. I am an immigrant myself. I came in this country 27 years ago, and I came legally. You understand? So I work hard, I open my business, and I follow the law like everybody else should do, following the law. You come to a country, you have to respect the culture of the country. You have to speak, I believe you have to speak the language. It's very important. It's a respect, form of respect. I love everybody. I have no regard to any other race. Everybody is good. Everybody is fine. But everybody has to follow the law. Now, when you say that there is a lot of talking about concert, Hispanic events, that ICE is coming to pick them up, make some arrests and do some controls, I don't know. I'll be honest with you, there is so many propaganda on social media. If you got that source from social media or you got that source from mainstream media, which I don't trust mainstream media anymore because it's the biggest manipulation that we are facing the last 10 years, or I would say 5-10 years. I will not take everything that you hear on social media. There's a lot of manipulation, a lot of intoxication, communication, information that I will not take seriously. Now, my understanding, according to everything I saw, everything we hear, again, we have to check all sources. ICE right now, lately, most of the time, goes to criminal immigrant, which means people who committing crime. And you gotta have understand that if you come to this country illegally, you're committing a crime already. So you're already on the list. Obviously, I think we need people from all over the world. That's what makes this country so strong and so powerful today, because we all are coming from another country to bring different value to this country. That's why it's a mix of value, a mix of education, a mix of cultures that make the United States the country that's the leader of the world economic, the leader on many subjects. Unfortunately, it is what it is. There is nothing you can change. We have this government and this administration for the next 3 years and a half. So a lot of things are going to happen.
Let me say thank you for sharing that. I am a Latino Spanish myself. I'm an immigrant in this country. And I value my ethnicity. I value my people in this country. There is tremendous value that they add. They are, in general, hard workers. I always said that in Latin America, there is more than 800 million people. And if Latin America would be a United States, it will be the superpower of the world because of resources, because of youth, because of talent, because of ambitions, because of many things. Mm-hmm. The United States of America has the right to protect his border. What ICE is trying to do is not to target Latinos. What ICE is trying to do is to help the community to get rid of the terrorism that is being imposed on our land by not the guy who is committing the crime. I want everybody to understand this. Not the guy who is committing the crime. The people behind that we don't see that has the money that is infiltrating criminals in the United States of America. So let's say you are a Latino who is a hard worker, you have a family, and all of a sudden, God forbid, your kid, your daughter, or your boy gets kidnapped or gets killed by one of these criminals. Would you change your mind now about what ICE is trying to do? I'm talking to the person.
Of course.
Of course
I'm
they do.
sure they will. But, see what you're talking about. But to answer your question, you were earlier talking about the quality and the riches of South America, okay? It's true. There is a lot of people living in South America. There is a lot of talents, but South America is not America, US, okay? For the reason that in US, we have laws, very strict laws in this country, okay? That South American country don't have. And the problem why South America is not at the same level or a close level of Central America or US is because corruption. Corruption at every level. You understand that?
Absolutely.
I'm not saying there is no corruption in US. We proved, a lot of proof happened lately that we're seeing the kind of corruption in US with money. That we now up with Doge. Elon Musk and his group did an unbelievable job. And they discover some
matter of months they demystify a lot of
South American country used to be very good, very rich, and they're very poor now because they have corruption and government who's more acting on the dictatorship than other. That's the problem. Unfortunately, it's the weight on the back, and to problem, it's to educate people. Okay, everything is corruption. It's not how much you make; it's who you know. Okay, you go to Mexico, it's the same thing. Mexico, it's a beautiful country. It's a great country. I love to visit Mexico. But if the police stop you and you give them $100, they let you go. That's crazy because that means you have money, you get away with murder. You don't have money, you end up in prison or killed. Okay, that's the thing. But you can if you have money in Mexico, you can get kidnapped, and that's the problem too. You got to be careful. Or you're driving a nice car, they might steal your car when they're gonna carjack you and take your car, like here too. But over there, you get away with that. Here, you might take, if you get caught, you take 20, 25 years of prison. And if you are a recidivist and you did many crimes, you might end up in bigger trouble than that. But point is, it's all about how you enforce the law. You understand?
Sure.
And in US, the law is very tough. You go to Europe, you're committing a crime, you get out. Sometimes you don't even go to prison. You have probation.
You say Europe?
Yeah, Europe,
Oh,
France.
okay. France.
Last time I see the guy arrested for murder, he took 7 years in.
You know,
what a punition! 7 years in prison to kill someone.
I like that you mentioned France because we were talking about your trip recently to Paris, and you said that you came back very disappointed because you think that you're losing France.
Of course. We're losing France, we're losing England, we're losing Germany. We already lost Belgium completely. Just look what happened yesterday, okay? Yesterday was a major day for the Jewish people. It was the day of Yom Kippur, okay? What happened yesterday in Manchester, England, a terrorist went to a synagogue during the Yom Kippur, which is the most important day of the year for the Jewish. And it's also the most vulnerable day because nobody work. They only pray. Nobody carrying any weapon. Nobody, this guy came, went with his car, he broke the synagogue, tried to push people in, and he stabbed 2 people. He got shot. Unfortunately, the police shot another guy who was but this is unacceptable. This is attack.